Hey guys, welcome back. As promised, today we'll be working on the cover of the Faith Journal. But before that, in my last video, I pretty much worked on gutting one of the books that I'll be working on, which is the Retro Faith Journal I'm working on, that I wanted to do step by step and share the process with you. So what I didn't do was show you several books that you need to look for in order to make it easier for yourself to gut a book. There's so many out there. This is a pretty old book. I love the story of the yearling, especially the movie. This one's pretty old. I mean, it's tattered. I love it though. I just don't want to tear this one apart. I don't remember where I got this book. I think it was at the library. Yes, it was at the library book sale. This one is easy. There's a space between the spine and the text box, so this book will be easy to gut when you cut it. And if you'd like to see my last video on how to gut a book, it's an easy process. This one here, I got this one in Connecticut, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Oh. I have another one that's older than this one, and I still can't find myself to take this baby and tear it apart. Look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. This one is amazing, but I don't know what year. Let's see. Oh, well, this edition first published in the United States of America in 2018. That's what it says there. And it's gorgeous, so I don't want to tear that apart. But as you can see, if I were to tear it apart, I can do it. I have a space between the text box and the spine. All I have to do is cut down in this area, and I could make this into a whole new altered journal if I want to. Then there's this one. Those two we can. This one here, let's say I wanted to make a big one. This one I cannot. The spine is pretty much glued down onto the back of the text box, so there's no way you're going to get in there. This doesn't even budge at all for you to cut and actually remove the text box from the book. As promised, I have here our cover, and pretty much what we're going to do today is just stamp, decorate the cover, and pretty much I'm going to see if I can finish the whole thing. But if not, we'll get plenty of the stamping done, and whatever it is I'm going to put on the front of the book, which you will see. So pretty much what you need today is a bunch of markers, gel pens, your choice what color you want to use. I created mine my way. Choose the colors that make you happy. Black, we know, defines everything and gives anything you put down a pop-out color. Makes it look actually three-dimensional. But you can use any color you want. You can use paint, acrylic paint, if you want to actually stamp on here, which I'm not going to do that. I'm not as proficient with the stamping and the acrylic paint because my preference is the archival inks. And I have 4 here for backup. I'm hoping they'll work just fine. So with the paints, you can use, I got these at Hobby Lobby, all different sizes. From really thin ones to small to medium to tiny. I won't be using that today because the stamps make it easy for myself to actually stamp on here. So I picked very few stamps. There's a lot going on here, so I don't want to cover up all the words on the cover. So I picked these two here. This is one. This is another one. These are from, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Inkadoodle. I have a package, but I pulled these out, so I don't have, my space is limited, so. And this here, I think it's like a coffee. It leaves the impression of a coffee blot on whatever you put it on. And there is some script here that I might want to use too. And this one here, pretty much, I thrifted this a long time ago. And these stamps, I rarely use them because when I did thrift them, they're kind of sticky feeling, but they still work. So I leave them right on the acetate. I tried pulling 2 off yesterday and they actually tore apart. So I'm going to leave it right on there and just use it as if I were using the acrylic blocks, I think they're called. And I'll just use it and leave some impressions on the cover. So the one that I'm working on, it's is it almost finished? No, because you can add whatever you want in there, but as soon as we finish this one and put this one together, I will show you the comparison between the two. One is bigger, one is smaller. The colors are different and similar in some ways. The papers inside this one are going to be totally different because I coffee dyed paper to add to this one, and the one that I originally created has actual composition notebook paper inside with the lines in it. This won't have any lines in it. So without further ado, let's get to some stamping. Let's see how this turns out. And I'm going to start with these little circular thingies here. And my idea is maybe to stack on the darker colors instead of the lighter ones. So, and I put some packaging paper on my table so that I do not create a mess. I might get this stuff all over my hands. I tend to get a little sloppy with all this stuff. And let me move this over so you can get a look-see at where I'm at. It doesn't fit on the table with some of the things that I have on there, so. And I guess you just keep adding until your heart's content, or not adding that many. It's up to you where you put it or where you don't put it. I do not want to cover up the words, the titles. I mean the titles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm pretty much going between when I stamp that 3-5 method, so I'm not overdoing it. And then these little bubbles, gonna add some of those on there. Let's see how that works out. I hope you're all doing well. I just got back from Bible study, and just before that I was out with a girlfriend and her mom having some tacos at this really new place. I love discovering new places to eat, and it's a place they frequent. I've been to other taquerias, that's what they call them, and pretty much liked the place, liked what they had. Tacos are as small as your hand, perfect size. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's do here 4, and where else here, 5. Okay, we got some of those bubbles down. Now let's see if this works for me. Let's see if this one's gonna work. You can make your book as simple or as elaborate as you want. I would always say that it's up to you. I did not want to create something complicated. I mean, this one I'm going to make, I think, a little more elaborate than the first one. I'm actually going to add maybe a little more fancy inside than the other one, which is more basic. So you have an option as far as to how you want to create your own book. My purpose for the book: to record prayers, petitions from other people who are asking for prayer for anything specific. And as you can see with the stamp, I'm not using the whole stamp because I don't want it to look square on the book. So I'm pressing in the middle so that I'm just getting the center part of the stamp on the book. I hope I'm within frame. And then at some point you can do a lighter touch, and in other areas you can use more pressure. I'm just doing the middle. See how sticky it is? I don't know, but it still works. Is the point. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to throw it out. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's go up here somewhere. Just a few. There we go. And then I will do a few down here. Wait, let's do the corner of this one here. Give me a few down at the bottom here. There we go. And maybe up here a few. There we go. Well, it looks nice on the lighter part, so that will be for that one. That would be good for that one, I mean. This is not going to be a long video. I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. And I'm going to leave it right on here. See how my fingers get all messy? I'm okay with that. That comes off. I'm going to leave it right on the acetate. I find it a lot easier to use my stamps that way, and then I'll clean it off a little later. So I'm not going to do much of that. See, I'm going to touch very lightly because I really don't want to. It already has enough writing on it, but I want a little script on it also. There we go. Maybe in the areas where there's nothing, it would look a lot better. Exactly. And down in this area. And let's see. I've got so much stuff in here, I can't even turn anything around. I have to work on that issue. A little bit in this corner here. I can turn it upside down if I want. And that's okay. Right here in this area. See, I know my closet, so despite the fact I don't have any room in it, I'm still comfortable in it. Okay, so I have some here, up here. Let's see where else. Maybe I have some over here. I have a little there. Maybe a tiny bit here in this corner. And I think that's good enough for the writing. Okay, here's our next stamp. It's pretty big. Let's see here, because I've already put circles down. Maybe here. That's good. And let's see where else. And the stamp does not have to be dark. You can just, you know, tap your stamp on it, and that's what you'll get. I mean, there's no right or wrong. It just depends on how you want your book to look, or maybe you want to give it as a gift, and that's okay. Have fun with it. I will always just say the same thing. Have fun with what you create. Let's see here. I can, yes, I can. It'll go around the 4, 5, 7. And like I said, I don't want to cover it because there's so much going on in it already. So the stamping was easy. Okay, let me see. Maybe one more stamp, or maybe not. This little blotchy one I did like on the other book. This here. So let's see. What I did with that one was just pressed it right on there, on top of the bigger circle. Okay. Let's go in this direction here. There we go. 2. And then the one up there, which is 3. Let me see which direction I'm gonna go. Do I wanna go this direction? Yes. There we go. Nice. You don't need a lot of stamping on this to make your book look very, very nice. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna do with the stamping. So what I do is just wait a tiny bit until I feel that I just want to make sure that it's dry, and when I go over with my marker, it does not smear. So I'll be back in just a second. So now what I did want to add was some faux writing on it, and I'm going to do that on the pink because the white tends to stand out more on the pink. And I'm hoping these pens do not give me an issue. Let's see here. And I have to do this way so that I slant my paper like this when I write, so that it looks more. And it's just some full writing, friends. And I'm not covering everything up. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, then I do want some here in the corner, and continue on the other side where this pink is at. You can if you want to, and if you don't have to either. And it's pretty much the scribbling method. And we're just layering on top of each other. Bottom part was the music paper, paint in any manner that you choose to. the stamping, the gel pen, and I'm not going to add, let's see, do I want more scribbles or no? They're not actually scribbles. It's faux writing. You can actually write with the gel pen. You can actually write a verse out if you want in print, in script. And it just adds, it beautifies our papers. And so then I took the same pen, and what I did was started circling, and if it's just a half circle, some of these, not all of them, not necessary to do all of them. And I'll do some down here. Doesn't have to be all of them. And then we have some up here. And I think the more white, yes, the more, I guess the white and the black just adds so much more to it. And then here on the green, might not see it that much. Probably Posca pen would work on this better, on the brighter colors. But when you put your dots on the darker colors, they stand out more. And then, let's see, we have more down here. And your dots can be black, they can be green, like put green dots on top of the blue and maybe pink on the orange, so they don't necessarily have to be black either. And remember, the other side of the book, if you don't like how it looks, that's not going to be seen, you can paint it, cover it, do as you choose. And on the circles, let's see, and I think that's all the circles we have there. I don't think I'm going to give any definition to these here. I keep thinking, what if I were to add this? What if I were to add that? I really don't want to overdo it. The book pretty much is for me to, like I said, write the prayers down, jot scripture verses on in it. Any answered prayers, I can add the dates and when the prayer was answered, and just use it for a lot of inspiration. A reminder that even the scripture says pray without ceasing, and sometimes these books even give us that push to also look at scripture, write it down, keep it in memory, use it in our prayers. Every little bit helps. So okay, so my cover, I pretty much like what I have here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna turn this under, and this here is my cover. So what I did with the other one was I did decorate the front, and I'm not gonna get that complicated. I'm gonna go off for 1 second so I can grab the pieces that I have for it, but I wanna clean my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, before we go any further, I want to grab the book that this cover is going to go on, and believe me, this looks really nice. Okay, which is this one. I've already added the book tape. I purchased that on Amazon. I guess this was one of those metal detector things. I didn't want to pull it because I didn't want to tear this here, and I'm not even worried about that. That's going to be on the inside. This is what the book looks like on the outside. I did not interrupt these tapes by pulling them off. They were going to stay sticky, so I'm going to put that right here, and we will bend this over. I think it looks great. Once the papers are in there and we give it its final touches, it's going to look great. And this is what it looks like on the book. I think it looks great. You can add a label here if you want. It's up to you. Add more on here. I'm content with this in this manner. So what am I going to do next? I pulled out some pieces here, and these are gel prints. So what I'm going to do here is create a flower here. So I cut out some petals, and those are pretty easy to create petals. Let me grab a piece of I'm gonna grab a piece of this paper here. Matter of fact, I could have even used one of those. And just fold it in this manner. Once, twice. You're gonna get 2, 4, 6, 8 petals, but you can do it one last time. And we are going to start from this. Let's start from this corner. And just go up this way. Turn the paper. You don't have to turn the scissor. Just turn the paper. And there's your petals. Easy peasy. I don't know. You know what? This would have looked nice on there too. But yeah. So what do? Do I use this, or do I use the original color I was going to use, which was this blue? Let's see how this works out. I have an idea. So what I'm going to do first is I have to put the petals down first. Okay. Change of heart. Change of plan, not heart. Change of plan. Let's see here. That was easy to cut out. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't even think of this until just now, but I'm gonna start putting these petals down. Let's see. I don't want it to. I'm gonna have to move it over this way just a little bit, and it's okay. No damage done here. Wait, you know what? Maybe put this one down first, because the flower's gonna reach over onto that side, and I don't want to go over the book, the edge of the book. So sometimes that happens when you're creating. Something totally different comes of what you're doing, and it's all good. 3, and it may cover up some of the script writing, but if you want, you can add more at the bottom. That's up to you. The majority of the time when mixed media creators create their work, they cover up so much of what they've already created, and you get a little peek of some of the writing on the edges. Here's another one. There. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 6 petals, I think. Let's see. Yes, 6 petals, and they can overlap in the middle, because what's going to happen here is I'm going to put the circle down. Okay. And there goes that. And what we can do before the next step is take your marker and outline the circle. And I hope I can do this without messing up. Okay, here we go. And then if you want to, you can add a few of these in there. Doesn't have to be that many. There we go. And we'll outline this petal. And as you can see, I'm not trying to be perfect either. It's just an outline. You can still see everything in there. Oh, I should have put the other color down first, but I think this looks cute anyway. Even if I choose to keep this one and not put the other color down. So this was supposed to go under there. Let's see if I can manage it. So I'm going to take all of these here and quickly make them smaller so that I can use them on there. I don't need them all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and this is going to come down quite a bit. There we go. So then I could actually put that blue in there, but it doesn't fit. So what you can do is cut the edges off like this, and voila, they do fit in there. But do I want that blue on top of the music paper, or do I want it plain? I like it like this better. Let me see. Let me lift this up. Oh boy, I think I like it without the blue. Let me see what happens if I add a few more. Okay, maybe further down so that you can still see the paper. Let's see here. There goes another one. See if I can still get under there without breaking any of it. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Well, let's see, because there's more to do to this. It's not finished yet. So we'll do this one. This one. And hope it'll go under there without tearing the paper too much underneath. I mean, I tore it just a tiny bit. Let's see. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Just be careful. I guess that's because I made a last minute decision. I am going to put the blue down. Let's leave it there. Let's see what comes of it. And you can compare with the other one, which one is nicer. Just checking to see if I'm in frame. Yes, I am. I tore this a little bit, but that'll be fine. And this book is going to have a protective cover on the top, which is the good part too. And I think I might have put this down to 2. Let's see if I can get that up without a hitch. This happens. This happens. Nope, it's not stuck. Yay! Okay, we'll put that one there. Some glue. Glue that down. Hold down for a second. Now this is colorful. It's got more color than I expected, but that's okay. And this is not my usual go-to, so I'm like out of my comfort zone a little bit with all this color. But I'm going for it. And when you give it a go, just take your time. Okay, let me do this instead of that and hope that this comes up. Come on, come on, come on, just a little bit. Just a tiny bit right here. Okay, give me 1 second so that I can grab this here and put it under there. And there we go. Not perfect, but it's okay. I like the way it looks. Okay. You get the idea. Sometimes these things happen to even the best of creators. So the flower's down. Let me move this to the side. And what I need here is the center, because this is going to go down. Should I make it smaller? Maybe a little bit? Let's see here. I'm going to go for it. Make it just a little bit smaller. And see how I'm only moving the paper? I'm not actually moving the scissor when I cut. Perfect, because I want to see more of the pink on that. And there's your center. Well, let me turn it this way. And then what you could do with that is take your marker and also, well, you know what I did to the other one, which I might do with this? I'm going to use the same blue and create 3 individual circles. Let's see if I can do that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so put one down, one there, one here, and one right there. There we go. So all that is down. And what I'm going to do with my marker is I'm going to go around this circle also. And I'm not worried about being perfect, my friends. Okay, then around this one. Okay. Now I have to outline the blue also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, I like the result. And then I can take some white. And let's see. We'll add a few white dots in this here. And you can just keep going and going and adding these white dots wherever you want. With your gel pen, Posca pen, acrylic paint. Add a few, add a bunch, and it just adds, it beautifies your work. I like that. Now, I'm not going to do it on the petals, but the petals, what I did do with the petals was, I gave this one another loop, another loop, another loop. Please tell me what you think. If you like it. If I should have added something else, something less. I mean, I think you can add a lot more. So I'm going to give it the stem, and the stem is going to go down this way. There we go. Turn the book along with it. There we go. And then a leaf. And more lines in the middle. And then another leaf going in this direction. And they don't have to be the same. And there's my flower. And what I wanted to do was, on the other book, I actually cut out individual letters and put prayer, the word prayer, out in the front. But I'm not going to do that with this one. What I wanted to do with this one was put a plate on it, but I'm going to have to put the cover on this first so that you can get an idea what it looks like, because the plate is going to go glued on the outside. If I put it on the inside, it's going to get bulky. Let's see. I have to check this to see where, okay, it was just the cover that got that. So we need to pull this out because it's the cover that's getting the protective layer on the top. I think that is cute. If you want to make an extra flower and put it on this side, you can also do that. It's just going to make it look a lot nicer. But I really like this method. It just saves me time. I could have cut out, I have some really thick chipboard. I could have cut it all out step by step. Okay, wait a minute. Just trying to get this right. Okay. That side is on. Let's put this flap over here. Alright, so okay, turn it over. Now what I'm thinking is, why is this longer than the book? I do not remember that being longer. I mean the cover, longer than the cover. I can cut it down, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this down so that I can fit it to size. I'm not sure why I did that. This is the plastic that came on the book. So I'll just give it a cut to bring it down to size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go off for a minute and do this on my table, which will probably be a lot easier. But that's what it looks like when you put it on. So I will be right back once I've cut this down. Here it is. I managed to straighten the plastic out and put the book cover back in. So now all I need to do is adhere this to the book so that it doesn't come apart. I think this can, bringing it closer so you can take a better look at it. I think it came out really pretty. And again, you can add another flower on this side if you want to. It's up to you. And I did leave the tab on here, the sticker tab with the name of the author. I can also create another tab to put right on top of there, or you can create an, I didn't want to cover this up right here. So I chose a green tape instead of a clear tape. I want to put this, I like the way this looks. And I'm just going to take this, let's start from the inside. So I'm just going to put this tape right on top of where that one is to cover it up, and then go over the book. And that's to hold the cover in place, and do the same with the bottom. Let me get a bigger piece. I have not used this tape. This is still brand new. I've had it for a long time. I will put this one here. You can cut a straight edge if you want. I'm not worried about that. And fold it in onto the cover. In onto the cover so it'll stay in place. I like it. It gives it a little pizzazz. And I will do the same on the other side. And I hope this inspires you to create your own prayer book hardcover. Like I mentioned in my other video, I have made these out of the TN notebooks that I purchased off of Amazon, but I wanted something a little more sturdy that will outlast. And when my pages are full, I can pull them out if I choose to. I can leave them in there permanently. We'll see what happens with that. I do have coffee dyed paper for this one. And the other one has composition notebook paper in it. Oh, I love this. Look at these titles. Only Trust. We have Sweet Sweet Spirit. If you look inside, this one says Jesus Saves. Room at the Cross for You. Can't see this one that well, but that's okay. And then there's I Will Sing of His Mercies, the Mercies. Savior Like a Shepherd Lead Us. I love this, and I'm so glad you joined me. I really hope this inspires you to create your own prayer book. So I'm going to put this one here and show you what the other one looks like side by side, and I'm still working on it. There we go. And of course this one has a lot more color because I added all the little polka dots around the flower where it says prayer, and that's up to you. This is what it looks like on the back, and this is what this one looks like on the back. I actually put the word prayer there. Sorry for the glare. So the brighter color looks nice, very nice. It stands out a little more than this one does, but they are both so beautiful. And let me show you real quickly what kind of a label I wanted to add to this one, since that one was with paper and polka dots. What I want to add in the front of this was a little cluster that I had created. I want to put that right here, and let me see. I'm going to use my famous extra strength glue stick right on the cover. I'm going to put something on it. Once I'm off of the video, I will open it up and lay something right on top of it, and it will stick on there. If you do try this method and it doesn't work, maybe you can just go back and take the cover off and give it a stitch, which I will not be doing that right now. I'm just going to put a very thick layer of this glue right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put a book or something right on top of it. And then I want to add this verse that says, before they call, I will answer, and while they are still speaking, I will hear. He will hear, and he will speak. He will answer. He'll answer while you're still speaking. Trust, faith. I love this. So like I mentioned, you can go as simple as you want on your book. I mean, you could take washi, some of the washi tape, and add it on the outside of the book if you choose to. Let's say maybe a piece right here. And just keep embellishing as you wish. Oh, I think that looks cute. Maybe I'll add another piece up on the top. I might not keep it permanently. I'm just giving it a whirl and see what it looks like. Oh, I love that green. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's cute. Let's just add some more color. You could just same in the back, the same in the back. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Hope to see you in the next video, which will be adding the signatures, not the inserts, the signatures. But before I do this, we'll be doing something with the retro faith journal that I'm creating. And I had mentioned before that I'm working on 2 at the same time. Beautiful. I love it. Great. And see, the stamping didn't have to be an exaggerated amount of stamping, and your faux writing, and some washi. So, let me move this back this way a little bit. So now I will lay it out and put something on top so that it adheres a little more tightly. Bye-bye.